What if I told you that there are villages in Africa where weddings happen without grooms and women are the ones who propose? Curious? Let's take a journey through Cameroon, the country often called Africa in miniature, where jaw-dropping traditions and natural beauty await. From life-changing customs to stunning landscapes, Cameroon is a country full of surprises. In today's video, we'll explore 15 incredible facts that you've probably never heard of, revealing the heart and soul of this incredible nation. Number 1. Weddings without grooms. A village where weddings happen even when the groom isn't there. In the northern highlands of Cameroon, as the sun sets behind the rugged mountains, you can see the women of these villages shouldering the burden of family life on their shoulders. They manage everything from running small markets to caring for children. They spend their days balancing baskets on their heads, navigating crowded streets with grace and determination. But when it comes to weddings, these women go one step further. They lead the way even when the groom isn't around. Here's a sight you wouldn't expect. While the men are away, often working in distant cities or even other countries, the women here don't just sit back, they take charge. Weddings take place without the groom present, and the women play a central role in organizing, preparing, and even presiding over the entire ceremony. They gather the family, dress the bride in colorful traditional attire, and perform all the rituals. It's not just about tradition, it's about the survival and strength of the community. But here's where things get interesting. These women not only manage the household, they also take on the responsibility of proposing. Yes, you heard that right. They propose, and the man's family must respond. It's a custom that completely challenges what many of us know about marriage and gender roles. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think about women officiating weddings in Cameroon. How do women propose in such a traditional society? Follow along as we explore this surprising twist and dig deeper into Cameroon's cultural practices. Number 2. Women have the right to propose marriage. In some Bantu tribes in Cameroon, it is not the man who initiates the proposal, but the woman. A woman, without waiting for a man to propose, boldly proposes through a cultural ceremony. They carefully prepare a special gift, something meaningful, such as a beautiful woven fabric, a dish prepared with love, or perhaps an exquisite piece of jewelry. The woman does not approach the man and propose directly. Instead, she sends this gift to his family, along with a message. This message is more than just words. It is a gesture that signals that she is ready to make a lifelong commitment. The process is built on mutual respect. The woman does not have to wait anxiously for a response. The proposal is received with understanding and acceptance, and if the man's family agrees, the path to marriage is begun. And if the proposal is not accepted, it's not the end of the world. There is no shame, no social stigma. The woman retains her dignity and simply moves on, free to seek another partner without facing judgment. In Cameroon, the right to propose is not about domination or control. It is about equality. The woman is in control of her own destiny, and her role in the formation of the marriage is equally important. There is a beautiful balance in this tradition, one that empowers women and demonstrates their autonomy, something we rarely see in more conventional practices around the world. Moreover, it encourages independence and choice. For women in Cameroon, marriage is not about waiting for someone else to decide their future. It's about making that choice for themselves. Number 3. The floating village of Lagone, Béré. Nestled along the tranquil Logone River in northern Cameroon is a village that appears to float on water. As you navigate the narrow waterways of Logone Béré, the village slowly comes into view. The houses are made of sturdy wood, built on stilts, rising above the river. Some families live on large bamboo rafts that drift gently along the current. These rafts are more than just transportation, they are homes, schools, and markets all in one. People paddle along the waterways in dugout canoes, transporting goods, fishing, and getting from place to place. Fishing plays a major role in the economy here, with many residents depending on the river for their daily meals. They cast their nets into the water hoping to catch a good catch, while other families grow vegetables and fruits on floating gardens that gently drift along the river. In a world filled with concrete jungles and bustling cities, these villagers have found peace and harmony with nature. Celebrations and large gatherings take place right on the floating rafts. The village gathers on a warm evening, sings songs, eats prepared food, and shares stories that connect them to their ancestors. The community thrives on solidarity. They rely on each other for everything: fishing, building, and maintaining homes. But despite its beauty and peace, this traditional way of life is under threat. Modernization, climate change, and the pressures of a developing world are creeping into the community. As more families move to urban areas and the river's resources dry up, will this peaceful, water-based way of life survive? Can Logone Béré maintain its harmony with nature, or will it become a relic of the past? Let's find out as we move on to the next fascinating fact about life in Cameroon. Before continuing the journey, I have a request for everyone watching. If you can help me, it only takes 10 seconds to hit the subscribe button. This really helps our channel grow and means a lot to us. In return, my team and I are committed to continuously improving the program for you. Do we have a deal? Number 4, the tradition of black teeth dyeing. A tradition in which people blacken their teeth, not for health reasons, but as a symbol of power, nobility, and even good luck, is a prominent feature in the cultures of some Bantu tribes, particularly the Bami and Beti Pohin communities in Cameroon. In these tribes, the act of blackening teeth is not a quest for beauty in the traditional sense. Instead, it symbolizes status and achievement. The custom has been passed down through generations and is done using all natural materials such as tree resins and leaves. These materials are carefully applied to the teeth, gradually darkening the teeth over time. It is a meticulous process that requires skill and patience, and is often performed during important life events such as coming-of-age ceremonies or weddings. When you see someone with black teeth in Cameroon, you are witnessing more than just a visual change. You are looking at a person who is honored, powerful, and deeply rooted in the traditions of their community. The process itself is often carried out by family members or elders who pass on the tradition with deep respect for its cultural significance. For the wearer of these black teeth, it is a sign of pride, a sign of maturity and accomplishment that ties them directly to their ancestors and cultural lineage. What do you think about the practice of blackening teeth in Cameroon? How do you feel about the cultural significance behind this tradition? Share your thoughts or any similar customs you know about in the comments below. Let's dive deeper into the power of cultural traditions together. But this is not the only fascinating ritual in Cameroon. There is another custom, equally impressive and important, that revolves around hair. It is not just about beauty or fashion, it has deeper cultural significance tied to power, wealth, and leadership. Prepare for a tradition as powerful as its visual appeal, something that may change the way you view your identity and status. Follow along as we explore the world of long hair in Cameroon. Number 5. Men with long hair, a symbol of strength and wealth. In the highlands of Cameroon, the length of a man's hair tells you everything you need to know about his status. This tradition, which is particularly prominent among the Bame people, reveals a lot about a man's role in his community and his journey through life. Men begin growing their hair after an important rite of passage, the coming-of-age ceremony. This moment marks their transition from childhood to adulthood, and the hair they grow from this point forward symbolizes their maturity. Hair is not only allowed to grow naturally, it is also carefully braided, twisted, or styled into intricate designs. It can even be decorated with beads, feathers, or colorful fabrics, each of which carries a specific meaning and often symbolizes the wearer's role in the community. The longer the hair, the more respected it is. It is a symbol of wisdom and experience, a clear sign of wealth and status. For the Bame, hair is a sign of inner strength and a connection to their culture. Growing hair is not an easy process. It takes time, years in fact, and a lot of effort. Maintaining long hair is no easy task. It requires constant care and attention. Hair must be cleaned, brushed, and styled regularly to maintain its length and beauty. Over time, the wear and tear of daily life, weather, and the demands of leadership can make maintaining such a magnificent hairstyle a constant challenge. The weight of this tradition is not lost on the men who choose to pursue it. A man's hair can make or break his reputation. If a man's hair is cut or damaged, it can be seen as a sign of weakness or failure. In this culture, well-maintained hair is as important as any other form of power or wealth. It's a testament to your ability to endure, care for yourself, and represent your community with dignity. How do you feel about the connection between hair and identity in this culture? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And speaking of intricate traditions, Cameroon is also home to some of the most unique homes you'll ever see. Homes built not from modern materials but from the earth itself. In the northern Sahel region, homes are made from clay and straw, designed to withstand the harshest elements and stand the test of time. These homes carry deep cultural significance, just like the long hair of these men. Follow along as we explore how these homes reflect the Cameroonian spirit of resilience and community. Number 6. Unique clay houses. In the northern regions of Cameroon, houses are built from simple materials, clay and straw. At first glance, these materials may seem basic, but they are perfectly suited to the environment. The harsh climate of the Sahel, with its intense heat and occasional rainfall, requires a certain ingenuity in design and construction. These clay houses are significantly different from the modern homes we are used to. They have thick walls and are circular, built using a technique that has been passed down through generations. The walls, made from sun-dried or compressed clay bricks, provide natural insulation, keeping the interior cool in the sweltering summer heat and warm on cold winter nights. The circular shape of the houses also helps create a sense of unity within the community, as each house is a distinct yet integral part of the whole. The thatched roofs of these houses are another testament to the excellence of traditional design. With their steep slopes, the roofs ensure that rainwater drains away quickly, preventing leaks and preserving the structural integrity of the house. The roofs also provide additional protection from the sun, keeping the interior cooler and more comfortable during the hottest parts of the day. The construction of these houses is a communal effort. When a new house is needed, the entire village comes together. The process is not just about building a shelter. It is about building relationships, strengthening bonds, and preserving a tradition that connects people to their ancestors. Each brick laid and each thatch tied into place is an act of solidarity, a joint effort that reflects the values of the community. But resilience isn't just seen in their homes or their appearance, it's also evident in the cost of living in Cameroon, which is surprisingly affordable compared to other parts of the world. Now let's switch gears and talk about the incredible cost of living in Cameroon. What might surprise you is how affordable this beautiful country is. From housing to food, Cameroon offers the opportunity to live a vibrant, fulfilling life without breaking the bank. Follow along as we explore how Cameroon's low cost of living makes it an attractive choice for both visitors and expats. Number 7. Cost of living in Cameroon. The lifestyle here is incredibly affordable, and the unique opportunities it offers make it a great destination. Cameroon offers a vibrant lifestyle without the high price tag. Live in a bustling city center for as little as $450 a month. That's the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in cities like Douala or Yaounde, Cameroon's largest cities. A few miles in a taxi will set you back just $6, and public transportation is even cheaper. You can buy a loaf of fresh bread for just 50 cents. And dine out, you can enjoy a delicious traditional Cameroonian meal at a local restaurant for just $5, less than the price of a cup of coffee at a Western cafe. Even in the more remote parts of the country, life is affordable. A trip to the market can net you a basket full of fruits, vegetables, and local goods for a fraction of the price you'd pay in Western countries. Whether you're tucking into a plate of plantains, grilled fish, or a hearty indole stew, you'll be treated to delicious, authentic meals at prices that are hard to beat anywhere else. Cameroon is a place that invites you to experience more with less. The affordable cost of living allows you to truly immerse yourself in the local culture without worrying about financial stress. But the affordable cost of living isn't the only thing that makes Cameroon special. Its cultural festivals are unparalleled, offering the chance to witness the country's diversity and artistic expression in a way that few places can match. Let's talk about the Limbe Arts and Culture Festival, a celebration that combines Cameroon's vibrant traditions, music, and arts, showcasing the rich culture of this wonderful country. Number 8. Limbe Festival of Arts and Culture, Festac. Every 2 years, the coastal city of Limbe comes alive with color, music, and dance. The Limbe Festival of Arts and Culture, also known as Festac, is a celebration of Cameroon's incredible diversity, where art, culture, and tradition come together in an explosion of creativity. The event vividly reflects the country's rich heritage, offering an immersive experience into the heart of Cameroonian culture. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to witness the fusion of art, music, and local culinary traditions, Festac is an experience you can't miss. For several days, the city of Limbe transforms into a hub of the arts. From traditional dances to modern art exhibitions, Festac has something for everyone. Music from all over Cameroon fills the air as local artists perform a wide range of genres, from the melodic rhythms of traditional folk music to the powerful pulse of contemporary sounds. The festival truly brings the streets to life with beats that reflect the country's cultural history. As you walk through the vibrant festival grounds, the aromas of traditional cuisine fill the air. Locals serve up delicious meals like poulet de jus, a savory chicken dish with plantains and vegetables, and ndole, a bitter leaf stew with peanuts and fish. The food alone is enough to make your mouth water, offering a taste of Cameroon's diverse cuisine. Alongside the food and music, local artisans showcase their crafts, showcasing beautiful handmade jewelry, textiles, and colorful paintings. These artists not only express their creativity, but also tell stories through their art, capturing the essence of Cameroon's diverse cultures and traditions. Each piece is a testament to the artisan's skill and passion, showing how art is interwoven into everyday life in Cameroon. But all this talk about Cameroon's vibrant culture wouldn't be complete without mentioning the country's most popular tourist destinations, places that truly showcase the country's breathtaking beauty. In the next chapter, we take a closer look at some of these awe-inspiring locations that draw visitors from around the world. Number 9. Famous tourist destinations in Cameroon. Cameroon is a land of diverse landscapes, where lush rainforests meet towering volcanoes and pristine beaches offer peaceful retreats. Along the coast of Cameroon, Kribi and Limbe beaches are absolute must-visit destinations. Kribi, with its powdery white sand and crystal-clear turquoise waters, is the perfect place to relax. The beach offers a peaceful and relaxing atmosphere, ideal for a quiet getaway. But what really sets Kribi apart is the Lobe Falls, an incredible sight where a river flows straight into the ocean, one of the rarest natural phenomena in the world. Standing at the water's edge, the roar of the falls fills the air as the water flows from the river and into the sea, creating a dramatic scene you'll never forget. After taking in the breathtaking view, enjoy fresh grilled seafood from one of the many local vendors along the coast. Succulent shrimp, lobster, and fish make the perfect complement to this wonderful coastal experience. In contrast, Limbe, located further west, offers a more rugged and unique beauty. The volcanic black sand beaches of Limbe are a stark contrast to the soft white sands of Kribi. Surrounded by the towering Mount Cameroon, the beaches here provide a stunning backdrop for nature lovers and photographers. While in Limbe, don't miss the Limbe Fish Market, a bustling hub where you can sample some of the freshest seafood you'll find anywhere in Africa. Freshly caught shrimp, lobster, and barracuda are prepared right in front of you, seasoned with local Cameroonian spices. It's an authentic experience that connects you to the heart of the community. Cameroon offers hidden gems like the Ja Animal Reserve. Located in southern Cameroon, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the most important protected areas in Africa. The reserve is a pristine rainforest that is home to rare and endangered species such as lowland gorillas, chimpanzees, and African bush elephants. If you are a nature enthusiast, a guided tour through this dense, biodiverse forest will take you into the heart of some of Africa's wildest landscapes. As you walk through the lush trails, you will learn about the ongoing conservation efforts to preserve this pristine environment. Number 10. Women carrying baskets on their heads. In the lively streets of Yaounde, the capital of Cameroon, or in the local markets of rural areas, one of the most captivating sights you'll encounter is the elegance with which women carry incredible loads on their heads. Instead of the typical designer handbag seen in many parts of the world, these women carry everything from vibrant baskets filled with fruit to heavy bundles of goods and even trays of freshly baked bread, all balanced with remarkable ease and poise. This skill is far more than just a practical necessity, it's an art passed down through generations. A carefully wrapped scarf often serves as a delicate support, ensuring that everything remains in perfect balance. With just the slightest adjustment, these women can move through the bustling markets, engage in conversations, and even share a warm smile with those they pass by. Imagine a Cameroonian woman in a lively market, gracefully balancing a large basket of corn atop her head, while her hands expertly select fruits for a customer, her laughter ringing out with joy. To an observer, she may evoke the image of a vintage Cadillac, steadfast, balanced, and yet undeniably graceful and stylish. It's a gentle reminder that true strength doesn't always rely on physical power, but can be found in the balance and elegance of everyday life. Number 11. The Fulani people, masters of nomadic life. The Fulani people, also known as Fula or Fulbe, are one of the largest nomadic groups in the world, with many living in the northern regions of Cameroon. Famous for their remarkable ability to adapt, they thrive in some of the harshest environmental conditions. Central to the Fulani way of life is their livestock, which are considered their most treasured possessions. The men take on the task of leading the herds through challenging landscapes, using natural indicators like the wind and the position of the sun to find water and fresh grass. Meanwhile, the women handle the children, prepare meals, and set up the camps. They also cultivate quick-growing crops like millet and barley when they settle temporarily, supplementing their food supply. The Fulani use lightweight portable tents made of wood, dry grass, and animal hides, which can be easily dismantled and carried as they continue their journey. Traveling light, they bring only the most essential items: pots, herding tools, and compact household supplies. Temporary camps, typically made up of around 10 to 20 families, create small communities in the wilderness. These communities, though modest, are vibrant and alive with cultural expression. Evenings are filled with music, dance, and storytelling at the heart of the camp. Life milestones, festive celebrations, and weddings are all marked with colorful ceremonies that deepen their rich cultural heritage. The clothing of the Fulani people, though simple, stands out with its unique design. Garments are dyed with natural colors and crafted to be light and breathable, perfect for the hot climate they live in. Women often adorn themselves with gold and silver jewelry, a symbol of their status and elegance, while men carry long staffs which serve both as tools for herding and as a proud cultural emblem. Number 12. Life in Yaoundé. Yaoundé, the capital city of Cameroon, is beautifully situated among 7 hills. The city pulses with energy, offering a mix of bustling markets, cultural landmarks, and friendly, welcoming locals. Take a walk through the Molo Market, where you'll find stalls filled with fresh produce, colorful fabrics, and unique handcrafted goods. Or, if you prefer a quieter pace, relax with a cup of freshly brewed coffee at a cafe while soaking in the rhythm of the city. But Yaoundé is just the beginning of what Cameroon has to offer. The country is home to some extraordinary destinations that are perfect for travelers looking for adventure. Start with Mount Cameroon, the 4th highest peak in Africa, often referred to by locals as the Chariot of the Gods. For the adventurous at heart, hiking the volcanic slopes of this mountain is an unforgettable experience. As you climb, mist-covered trails will lead you to panoramic views of the surrounding landscape that are sure to leave you in awe. Next, make your way to Waza National Park in the northern region, a true haven for wildlife lovers. Here you can witness elephants, giraffes, and lions in their natural environment. A guided safari through the park adds an extra layer of excitement, giving nature enthusiasts the opportunity to connect with the wild in a truly immersive way. While Yaoundé is the heart of Cameroon's political and cultural life, with its modern transportation system, impressive government buildings, and thriving commercial centers, it still manages to preserve the traditional way of life of its people, making it an appealing destination for both international tourists and those seeking a deeper connection with Cameroon's rich heritage. Number 13. The art of drinking palm wine in Cameroon. Palm wine is much more than a traditional beverage in Cameroon. It holds deep cultural significance. The drink is made from the sap of palm trees, such as the oil palm Elias guineensis or raffia palm Raffia spa. Freshly tapped, the palm sap has a sweet, mild flavor, but it begins to ferment naturally within a few hours when exposed to air. This fermentation creates a slightly sour taste and a light alcohol content ranging from about 4 to 7%. If left to ferment for longer, about 1 or 2 days, the alcohol content increases and the flavor becomes stronger, giving the drink its distinctive punch. In Cameroon, palm wine is an essential part of many celebrations such as weddings, festivals, and family gatherings. It also served as a welcoming gesture when inviting friends or guests to a social event. Often the wine is poured into a large communal cup or container, with everyone taking turns drinking from it, symbolizing unity and equality among the people. On occasion, the wine is served in bamboo cups, earthenware bowls, or glass containers, adding a touch of refinement to the experience. Cameroon is currently the largest consumer of palm wine in Africa, and in some villages palm wine drinking competitions are held, where men compete to drink the most in a show of strength and endurance. These events create a lively, festive atmosphere, further enriching the social experience. Palm wine drinking is a unique and engaging cultural tradition in Cameroon that visitors to the region will undoubtedly find fascinating. Number 14. Food in Cameroon. Cameroon's food scene is a vibrant reflection of its rich cultural diversity, offering a variety of dishes that excite the taste buds while telling stories of tradition. One of the country's signature dishes is ndole, a flavorful stew made from bitter leaves, ground peanuts, garlic, and either fish or beef, usually served alongside plantains or manioc, fermented cassava. Another standout is poulet digi, Director General's chicken, a savory sweet dish made with sautéed chicken, ripe plantains, and vegetables all simmered together in a rich tomato-based sauce. For those looking for something truly unique, Eng is a must-try. This dish consists of grated coquillons wrapped in coquillon leaves, then simmered with a mix of assorted meats, dried fish, and palm oil, resulting in a meal filled with a variety of flavors and textures. Lastly, there's koki, a beloved vegetarian dish made from blackened peas, red palm oil, and spices, steamed in banana leaves for a soft, fragrant treat that's often served at festivals. These iconic dishes are much more than just food. They are windows into Cameroon's cultural heritage, offering a tasty and immersive way to experience the spirit of the nation. Number 15. Cameroon. Cameroon in miniature. Located in Central Africa, southeast of the Gulf of Guinea, Cameroon is often referred to as Africa in miniature due to its incredible range of landscapes. From vast deserts and dense tropical rainforests to towering mountains, fertile plains, and beautiful coastlines, the country is a land of diverse natural wonders. It shares borders with Nigeria to the west, Chad and the Central African Republic to the east, Gabon, the Republic of Congo, and Equatorial Guinea to the south, while the Atlantic Ocean lies to the southwest. The climate in Cameroon is just as varied as its landscapes. The southern part of the country experiences hot, humid conditions with rainfall throughout the year. The central and highland regions enjoy a tropical climate with clear, wet, and dry seasons, while the northern region, which is semi-arid, experiences hot and dry conditions with minimal rainfall. Spanning an area of about 475,000 square kilometers, slightly larger than California, Cameroon is home to approximately 28 million people, representing over 250 ethnic groups, with the Fulani, Bantu, and Bam being the most notable. A multilingual country, Cameroon boasts over 250 indigenous languages, in addition to its two official languages, English and French. With its rich cultural diversity and stunning natural beauty, Cameroon offers a truly unforgettable experience for anyone who visits. What if every part of your personal life, from who you marry to whether you hold hands in public, was strictly controlled by the state? Have you heard of Kim Jong-un's infamous pleasure squads where people are chosen to entertain the elite? Where that couples caught holding hands risk public humiliation, while others are forced into arranged marriages as gifts to military officers? These are glimpses into a world where intimacy is a means of power, not love. Ready to uncover the secrets of the most controlled private lives on Earth? Stay tuned, what comes next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Number 1. Kim family's pleasure squads. The Pleasure Squad, or Kipumjo, is a secretive group said to have been created under Kim Il-sung in the late 1970s. Their purpose reportedly includes entertaining North Korea's elite and foreign dignitaries with roles such as singing, dancing, massages, and other forms of companionship. Recruitment allegedly focuses on women selected for specific traits, with their families rewarded through financial compensation and social status. Members are said to receive extensive training but usually retire by their early 20s. Many reportedly go on to marry military officers or government officials or take roles within the regime. After Kim Jong-il's death in 2011, the group was rumored to have been disbanded, though reports in 2015 suggest Kim Jong-un may have revived it. Because North Korea is so secretive, much of what is known about the Kipumjo comes from defectors' testimonies, making it hard to verify. Still, these stories raise important questions about secrecy, control, and power in one of the most closed-off societies in the world. Though this is one of North Korea's most shocking examples of systemic control, it is not the only one. The regime's grip extends to all aspects of its citizens' lives, including strict rules on what they can watch or read. But what happens if someone is caught with illegal materials? Stay tuned. Number 2. Strict censorship. Did you know that owning, creating, or sharing banned adult content is not just illegal in North Korea but considered a severe crime? Those caught face punishments ranging from short-term labor to lengthy stays in re-education camps, often lasting between 5 and 10 years. In the most serious cases, such as distributing foreign media, the consequences can even lead to the harshest penalties. For instance, in 2021, when a schoolboy was caught watching restricted material at home, The authorities punished his entire family by relocating them to a remote area. Even the school's principal faced repercussions, reportedly being sent to a labor camp. In 2019, high school students in Haisan were publicly disciplined after being caught accessing forbidden content. The incident served as a clear warning of how determined the regime is to eliminate any foreign influence. While such actions are intended to preserve ideological purity, they have drawn widespread international criticism. However, the government's control over intimacy and morality does not stop here. Behind the locked gates of North Korea's security camps, even darker realities await. Number 3. Indecent behavior in security camps. Reports from human rights organizations and defectors reveal widespread abuse in North Korean detention camps, with women being frequent targets. Accounts highlight a pattern of violations within these facilities, exposing a grim reality of unchecked power. In 2014, a survey by the Korea Institute for National Unification found that over 37% of 1,125 former detainees reported such acts as common, while nearly 16% called them very common. The main offenders were identified as police officers, prison guards, and secret police. In the same year, the United Nations classified these abuses as crimes against humanity. Yet, despite global condemnation, no one has been held accountable. Groups like Human Rights Watch continue to document these violations, raising crucial questions: how do such atrocities persist, and what can the world do to demand justice and hold Pyongyang responsible? Before moving on to the next topic, I have a quick favor to ask. If you've been enjoying this content, take just 10 seconds to hit the notification bell and subscribe. It's a small action that means the world to us and helps support this channel. If you do that, I promise we'll keep working hard to bring you even better content. Deal? Number 4. Gift for elite officials. In a regime where control is absolute, even marriage becomes a tool for maintaining power. Women from families deemed loyal to the state are sometimes selected as wives or companions for high-ranking military officers or party elites. This is not a romantic choice but a duty. The regime frames it as an honor, but the reality is far from celebratory. These women have no voice in the decision. Refusing is simply not an option. Declining such an honor would be interpreted as disloyalty to the supreme leader, a choice that could result in severe consequences, not only for the woman but also for her entire family. According to testimonies collected by the Committee for Human Rights in North Korea, local officials nominate candidates they consider appropriate, often based on factors like physical appearance, age, and family background. Families are usually told that their daughters will be serving the nation in a prestigious capacity. These women are then expected to fulfill their husbands' needs while projecting unwavering loyalty and devotion to the regime. What do you think about a society where marriage is a tool for control rather than love? Does this practice reflect more about the desire for control or the lack of value placed on personal freedom? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. Arranged marriages, forced divorces. In North Korea, marriage is shaped by a blend of traditional customs and the socialist policies enforced by the state. Arranged marriages are common, yet the government claims that all unions must be based on mutual consent, presenting this as a rejection of outdated feudal traditions. Officially, forced marriages are banned. However, banned in theory does not always translate to reality. Many individuals face significant pressure to marry within state-approved guidelines, leaving little room for personal choice or freedom in matters of the heart. Divorce, on the other hand, presents an even more complex issue. While it is technically legal, divorce is strongly discouraged by the regime. Authorities argue that it undermines social stability and contradicts the values of socialism. In practice, divorcing can have harsh consequences. For example, in December of 2024, 12 couples in Yaounde province who finalized their divorces were reportedly sent to military labor camps as punishment. Economic hardships are one of the main reasons for the rising divorce rates, as financial struggles are widespread in North Korea. To curb this trend, the regime has introduced measures such as restricting the number of divorce cases courts can process each year. But what happens when even the most private aspects of love and marriage are overshadowed by strict cultural norms and government control? How can relationships thrive under such conditions, with little room for personal connection or emotional expression? Number 6. No public displays of affection. In North Korea, public displays of affection are virtually unheard of, as cultural norms and government policies emphasize modesty and social order. Couples rarely show physical affection in public, reflecting traditional values strictly reinforced by the regime. Dating is considered a private matter, and relationships are often kept secret to avoid social judgment. Physical intimacy before marriage is extremely rare, and even holding hands in public is seen as daring. Limited access to sex education has also led to widespread misconceptions. Some teenagers reportedly believe that simply holding hands could result in pregnancy. In North Korean society, collective conformity is prioritized over individual expression, leaving little room for personal freedom. Interestingly, in 2012, Kim Jong-un introduced his wife, Ri Sol-ju, to the public, a significant departure from his father's practices. Despite this, the strict societal norms regarding affection remain unchanged for the country's citizens. But what happens when a regime that enforces rigid moral codes also fails to address an underground industry fueled by poverty and corruption? This stark contradiction exposes the complexities within North Korea's tightly controlled society. Number 7. Black market work. North Korea officially denies the existence of an underground service industry, yet reports tell a different story. Since the late 1990s, a hidden trade has continued to thrive, driven by economic struggles and corruption. The arduous March famine of the mid-1990s devastated the country, plunging countless families into poverty. When the public distribution system collapsed, some people turned to the underground service industry as a desperate means of survival. Even today, this illegal industry operates through hidden networks. Despite government efforts to eradicate it, crackdowns have intensified in recent years, with harsh penalties for those involved. In 2019, authorities held public denunciation rallies to shame individuals arrested for participating in this trade. Corruption within the system plays a major role in the industry's survival. Pimps and brothels reportedly bribe law enforcement officials to avoid punishment, undermining government attempts to shut down the trade. Number 8. No LGBTQ acceptance. In North Korea, the government denies the existence of LGBTQ+ individuals, insisting that such identities simply do not exist within its borders. While homosexuality is not explicitly outlawed, the lack of legal protections leaves LGBTQ+ individuals vulnerable to discrimination and social isolation. The regime's denial extends to all aspects of life, including public discourse, education, and media, keeping most North Koreans unaware of LGBTQ+ identities. In 2014, the state-run Korean Central News Agency used homophobic slurs in response to a United Nations report on human rights, demonstrating the regime's hostility. With no recognition or legal support, LGBTQ+ organizations do not exist, and traditional family structures, combined with strict government oversight, force individuals to conceal their identities. Defectors have shared that being openly gay is virtually unheard of. One defector even said that homosexuality was never mentioned during his time in North Korea. How can a society address human rights concerns if it denies the existence of certain identities? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 9. Double standards. In North Korea, the gap between men's and women's private lives is stark. Men face fewer restrictions on premarital or extramarital relationships, while women are expected to uphold strict chastity before marriage and absolute fidelity afterward. If women violate these expectations, they face severe stigma or punishment, while men often escape similar consequences. Defectors and human rights groups report that harassment against women, especially in workplaces or during interrogations, is disturbingly widespread. Traditional Confucian values, which place men in positions of authority and women in submissive roles, still dominate North Korean society. Men are seen as providers and decision-makers, while women are confined to modest and virtuous lives. Although the Constitution claims to guarantee gender equality, corruption and bias in the judiciary often allow male offenders to avoid punishment. At the same time, women face public shaming for both consensual and non-consensual relationships outside of marriage. Many women remain unaware of their legal rights due to state-imposed restrictions on education and information, perpetuating a cycle of inequality. But what happens when these societal double standards clash with the government's strict grip on morality? The results can be both shocking and far-reaching, with even those in the highest ranks of power not exempt from the consequences. Number 10. Consequences of extramarital affairs. In North Korea, the government maintains strict control over its citizens' personal lives, enforcing rigid social norms to uphold what it calls socialist morality. But what happens when someone crosses the line? Although adultery is not explicitly illegal, it can lead to harsh consequences, including time in labor camps or public criticism sessions. These punishments are designed to discipline offenders and serve as warnings to others. One notable example occurred in December of the year 2013 when Jang Song-theek, the uncle of Kim Jong-un, faced public condemnation and disciplinary action. Among the charges against him were accusations of illicit relationships with women, highlighting the regime's uncompromising stance on behavior deemed immoral or politically subversive. The consequences of extramarital affairs illustrate North Korea's severe control over personal behavior. Yet, this strict ideology extends even further, influencing the most personal aspects of life and shaping how many women experience the start of their lives as mothers. Number 11. Mandatory hospital births. In North Korea, the conditions women face while giving birth raise serious concerns about healthcare access and basic human rights. Women who tested positive for COVID-19 were reportedly sent to makeshift facilities like warehouses or cooperative farms to deliver their babies, often with inadequate medical resources. Such conditions spark questions about the quality of care and its impact on maternal health and safety. Additionally, women repatriated from China reportedly encounter systemic challenges in detention centers, including restrictions on their parental rights. This is especially true in cases where children were fathered by non-North Koreans. These practices reflect the regime's focus on ideological control over personal identity and rights, revealing deeper issues in how policy intersects with gender and individual freedoms in North Korea. What do you think about the difficulties faced by North Korean women, especially in detention centers? Should international organizations take a stronger role in addressing these challenges, or is this an issue that should remain internal? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights into life in remote and hidden societies. Number 12. Mandatory to give birth to sons. In North Korea, the expectation to have a son highlights the deep gender inequality rooted in its society. With men traditionally holding positions of power, producing a male child is seen as a wife's essential duty. Despite scientific evidence that a child's sex is not solely determined by the mother, traditional beliefs unfairly place full blame on women. The pressure to bear sons can be overwhelming, and failure often leads to harsh consequences. For families without a male heir, it is considered the end of the family line. Women in these situations frequently face mistreatment, including the threat of divorce. Recent estimates from the Korean Population Agency suggest that nearly 2 million North Korean women struggle with the societal burden of not producing sons. Alarmingly, divorce is legally permitted on this basis, often leaving women with little or no property after separation. This lack of support creates harsh realities for many women. Studies show that North Korean women are more likely than men to attempt escape, driven by a desire to break free from these oppressive societal expectations. But how does a society that pressures women to have sons reconcile this with strict restrictions on family planning access? This contradiction exposes a deeper tension between government control and personal resistance in North Korea. Number 13. There are very few methods to avoid having a baby. The issue of family planning in North Korea reveals a fascinating clash between government policies and the will of the people. Did you know that in the 1970s and 80s, the government actively promoted modern precautions? However, in October of the year 2015, this policy was reversed. The government banned doctors from performing procedures for birth control in an effort to address the country's declining population. Those who violated the policy, including unlicensed individuals, could face up to 3 years in prison. Despite these restrictions, family planning methods remain available through informal markets known as jangmadang. Items for prevention are highly sought after, often smuggled into the country by traders traveling from China. This growing demand reflects a rising awareness of family planning among North Koreans, even under tight government control. Interestingly, a 2016 United Nations report revealed that the prevalence rate of precautions among North Korean women was 70%, surpassing the global average of 64% at the time. How does this underground access thrive in such a tightly controlled society, and what does it say about the resilience and ingenuity of the North Korean people? How does a regime that limits access to family planning also impose such strict control over the intimate lives of its citizens? This contradiction exposes the deeply ingrained complexities of North Korea's social policies. Number 14. Restrictive dating culture for youth. Dating in North Korea is shrouded in secrecy, with young couples carefully navigating the watchful eyes of the regime. To express their feelings without drawing attention, they often use coded messages or poetry filled with metaphors. These notes are usually destroyed after reading to leave no trace of their private emotions. The secrecy extends to where they meet, with couples often choosing secluded spots like parks, wooded areas, or abandoned buildings to avoid being seen. But the risks are high. Intimate relationships without official approval can result in public condemnation or severe punishment. The threat of being reported is constant, as neighbors, classmates, and even family members are encouraged by the regime to monitor and report any anti-socialist behavior. Those caught face public self-criticism sessions, which serve as both punishment and a warning to others. Still, the influence of foreign media, particularly South Korean dramas, is quietly inspiring rebellion among North Korean youth, challenging the regime's strict norms. This clash between the secrecy of young love and the harsh realities of life under the regime raises a bigger question: how does a government maintain such tight control over personal relationships while dealing with those seeking freedom from its grip? Number 15. Illegal acts involving people. Facing poverty and political oppression, many North Koreans attempt to escape to China in search of safety and a better life. Reports show that a large percentage of North Korean defectors are women, many of whom encounter significant dangers through criminal networks operating in China. China's historical policies and cultural norms have led to a gender imbalance, creating a demand for companionship and fostering illegal markets that exploit vulnerable women. Many of these women face harsh conditions, and testimonies from defectors and human rights organizations highlight the urgent need for solutions to address the struggles these women endure both at home and abroad. The 2021 United States State Department report emphasized the importance of international collaboration to combat illegal acts involving people from North Korea. By raising global awareness, the international community can help address this pressing issue and protect the rights of vulnerable populations. Nepal is like no other place on Earth, a country where the impossible seems normal. From a mountain that no one is allowed to climb to a wedding feast with 84 dishes, Nepal is full of surprises that will leave you in awe. Buckle up, because we're about to explore 15 mind-blowing facts about Nepal. Number 1. Machapuchur Mountain. Machapuchur, often called the Fishtail Mountain. Its two gracefully curved peaks cut through the sparkling water like fishtails. Snow covers its sharp edges, catching the first light of dawn and shining like liquid gold. According to legend, it is the abode of the Hindu god Shiva. Climbers have approached its slopes, drawn by its raw, untouched majesty. Yet no one, not a single person, has ever set foot on the summit. Why? Is it the challenge that keeps climbers away? Or is it something deeper, more spiritual? In 1957, a British expedition came very close to the summit, just 150 meters from the top. But they stopped out of respect for the wishes of the Nepalese government and the belief of its people that the summit should remain untouched. Since then, climbing Mount Machapuchur has been completely banned. Have you ever felt your heart pounding at the thought of landing on a runway that seemingly defies gravity? Stick around, because we're about to explore Nepal's most dangerous airport. Number 2. Nepal's most dangerous airport. Lukla Airport, officially Tenzing Hillary Airport, named after the legendary duo who first conquered Mount Everest. The runway is just 600 meters long, barely enough for a plane to take off, let alone land. The runway isn't flat like most airports, it's angled at 12 degrees. The runway starts with a cliff at one end and ends with a solid rock wall at the other. The weather is unpredictable. Clouds roll in without warning, winds change direction suddenly, and visibility can disappear in seconds. One moment the sky is clear, and the next, the entire airport disappears behind a curtain of fog. Short, steep, and downright dangerous. Pilots flying into Lukla need nerves of steel. Only those with special certifications are allowed to land here, and even they treat each landing as a battle of skill and precision. One wrong move, one miscalculation can have unimaginable consequences. Despite the dangers, thousands of adventurers fly to Lukla every year, because it is the gateway to Mount Everest, the starting point for the journey to the world's highest peak. And for the locals, especially the Sherpa women, the airport is a vital route, connecting remote mountain villages to the rest of the world. Is family structure the secret to thriving in one of the harshest places on Earth? Stay tuned, because next we'll explore a unique marriage tradition in Nepal that will surprise you. Number 3. Unique marriage traditions. In the rugged, windswept villages of the Nepalese Himalayas, family isn't always what you'd expect. In some remote villages, a woman marries not just one man but several brothers, a practice known as brotherly polyandry. Sharing a wife keeps the family's land intact. Instead of dividing up assets, everything from livestock to fields to houses remains the same. It's practical, it's efficient, and it ensures no one gets left behind. On the other hand, in some regions, polygamy serves a similar purpose. It helps manage large families, shares household responsibilities, and strengthens community ties. A traditional Nepalese wedding is a celebration of bright red cloth, marigold garlands draped over smiling faces, and ancient hymns ringing in the air. Brides and grooms not only exchange vows, but also present gifts of grain, livestock, and heartfelt promises. For women, this brings respect. Relationships are formed not just between husband and wife, but between entire families working together to thrive in one of the most isolated places on earth. What if a young girl could embody the entire spirit of a goddess? Follow me, because next we will hear about the living goddess of Nepal. Before continuing the journey, I have a request for everyone watching. If you can help me, it only takes 10 seconds to hit the subscribe button. This really helps our channel grow and means a lot to us. In return, my team and I are committed to continuously improving the program for you. Do we have a deal? Number 4. Kumari. In the heart of Kathmandu, behind ancient temple walls, there is a child. She is not a princess or a celebrity, she is something much more extraordinary. She is called a Kumari, the living goddess of Nepal. A young girl, usually from the newer community, who must meet an astonishing list of 32 physical signs of perfection. Her eyes must be the right shape, her voice soft but clear, and her horoscope must conform to ancient Nepalese beliefs. But it is not just her looks. The most important test is fearlessness. She is taken into a dark room filled with animal heads and other symbols that test her courage. The Kumari's daily life is steeped in ritual and reverence. Her feet are never allowed to touch the ground. Her every move is watched with awe. Every smile or frown is seen as a sign, a blessing or a warning from the gods. But behind the velvet robes, gold jewelry, and sacred rituals, she is still a child. She plays with dolls, learns lessons, and wonders about the life that awaits her after her time as a goddess is over. Because when puberty hits, her role ends and a new Kumari must be chosen. What do you think it would be like to take on such responsibility at such a young age? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Have you ever dreamed of living in a place with rich culture but affordable living? Look no further, because next, we will find out why Nepal is considered a budget traveler's paradise. Number 5. The cost of living in Nepal. A country where ancient temples fill the sky, the air smells of incense and fresh spices, and life moves to the rhythm of prayer wheels and mountain breezes. Aside from the breathtaking beauty, the standard of living here is incredibly comfortable. Rent a cozy apartment in Kathmandu or the lakeside town of Pokhara for as little as $150 to $300 a month. And if you're feeling adventurous, local guest houses and hostels can be even cheaper. Now, what about food? Enjoy a plate of piping hot momos, Nepal's famous dumplings, for as little as $1 to $2. A full meal at a local restaurant is usually under $5. And if you cook your own meals using fresh ingredients from colorful street markets, your monthly grocery bill can be as low as $50 to $100. Transportation is also affordable and efficient. A bus ride across town will cost less than 25 cents, while private taxis, though a little more expensive, rarely exceed $5 for most trips around town. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. Wake up in the morning to a view of the Himalayas without breaking the bank. Lazy afternoons sipping tea by Phua Lake in Pokhara, surrounded by artists, tourists, and locals sharing stories from every corner of the world. What ancient secrets lurk in the narrow streets of a 2,000-year-old city? Next, we'll delve into Kathmandu's hidden gems. Number 6. Kathmandu. Kathmandu, Nepal's vibrant capital. As you enter Durbar Square, intricately carved wooden temples rise like monuments to forgotten kings. The air rings with the gentle sound of prayer bells, and doves flutter above ancient courtyards where history was once recorded in royal decrees and sacred rituals. Every stone beneath your feet tells 1,000 stories. Now venture deeper into the maze of narrow streets, and you'll discover hidden courtyards. Women in bright saris gather around small shrines, offering marigold garlands and flickering candles to ancient gods. The aroma of street food, spicy chatamari and sweet sel roti, wafts from small stalls tucked between shops selling handmade textiles and sparkling beads. But Kathmandu is more than just a city of the past, it's alive with the pulse of modern chaos. Motorbikes zip through centuries-old alleyways, and rooftop cafes offer views of golden stupas against the backdrop of the Himalayas. This is where tradition and modern life collide, creating a city that's both unpredictable and unforgettable. If you've ever been to a place where history is alive, share your experience in the comments below. What hidden gems have you discovered? And don't go anywhere else. Next up, we're going to witness a wedding where every dish tells a story, 84 in all. Number 7. 84 dishes at Nepali weddings. In Nepal, a wedding is more than just a celebration of two souls coming together. It's also a masterpiece of tradition, culture, and most importantly, cuisine. A feast so grand and lavish that it features 84 unique dishes. The moment you step into a traditional Nepali wedding, your senses are overwhelmed. The air is filled with the aroma of slow-cooked buffalo meat, seasoned with spices passed down through generations. Tables shake under the weight of crispy golden cell roti, a round, sweet bread that pops when bitten. But that's just the beginning. Bowls of creamy gundrukeo jol, a sour soup made from fermented greens, bring a comforting warmth, while pungent HR pickles tantalize your taste buds with their spicy and sour flavors. And don't forget the delicate sweetness of lal mohan, soft milk balls soaked in syrup that melt in your mouth with every bite. Each dish represents more than just flavor, it's a chapter in Nepal's diverse heritage, combining influences from the Himalayan highlands to the Terai plains. You're not just tasting food, you're experiencing stories of family, agriculture, and long-standing traditions shared through every bite. It's a celebration of abundance, hospitality, and the belief that sharing food brings prosperity and happiness to all. In fact, refusing food at one of these celebrations is not only rude, but also missing out on an essential part of the experience. What happens when the sky is filled with hot air balloons and the streets are awash with color? Stay tuned, because in the next chapter we'll explore Nepal's most colorful festivals, and trust me, you won't want to miss this spectacle. Number 8. Nepal's vibrant festivals, colors, balloons, and more. In Nepal, festivals are more than just celebrations, they're vibrant expressions of joy, tradition, and togetherness. Imagine waking up in Pokhara to find the sky dotted with glowing hot air balloons, each floating above snow-capped peaks, reflecting the first light of dawn. This is the magic of the International Balloon Fiesta, where adventure meets serenity. The air is electric as balloonists from around the world gather, lifting their spirits and themselves aloft over the serene beauty of Nepal's lakes and mountains. Now turn your gaze from the sky to the streets. Here, another celebration is taking place. It's Holi, Nepal's festival of colors, a day when social barriers melt away and strangers become friends in a whirlwind of color and laughter. A child's giggle echoes as bright powders, red, yellow, green, explode in the air, turning every face into a living picture of happiness. Water balloons fly through the air, streams of joy fill the sun-drenched streets. Each splash of color in Holi carries a deeper meaning: the triumph of good over evil, the welcoming of spring, and the joy of togetherness. Everyone participates, men, women, locals, and tourists, all united in this beautiful riot of color and celebration. These festivals bring people together, symbolizing freedom and pure joy. What if every step you take in Nepal brought you closer to inner peace? And don't go anywhere just yet. In the next chapter, we'll explore a secret hidden deep in Nepal's traditions, a spiritual journey that could change the way you see the world forever. Stay tuned. Number 9. The spiritual heart of Nepal: temples, rivers, and meditation. Nepal is a land where the material and spiritual worlds intertwine, creating a harmony that is felt by visitors and locals alike. Start at Pashupatath Temple, one of Hinduism's holiest sites. Here, the air is thick with the scent of incense and the sound of deep chanting. Pilgrims gather by the sacred Bagmati River, praying as smoke rises from ceremonial fires. The river itself, which winds through Kathmandu, is more than just water. It is believed to be a lifeline for spiritual purification and renewal. As the sun sets, twinkling lights float on the river's surface, creating a scene that resembles a bridge between worlds. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself walking barefoot on ancient stone paths, the cool feel of the earth soothing your spirit. All around you, Buddhist stupas, adorned with the Buddha's watchful eyes, stand as reminders of mindfulness and peace. The gentle spinning of a prayer wheel, the whisper of a monk chanting, it's a living meditation. In places like Lumbini, the birthplace of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha himself, you'll find serenity in its purest form. Here, the silence isn't silence, it's a gentle conversation between the soul and the universe. Meditation retreats invite visitors from around the world to stop, breathe, and rediscover themselves in the land where enlightenment began. Have you ever found yourself so deeply affected by a place that it changed your perspective? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear about your personal journey to inner peace. How can a flag be as unique as the country it represents? And let's not get too carried away. In the next chapter, we'll explore the uniqueness of the Nepal flag. Stay tuned. Number 10. Nepal's unique national flag, the only non-rectangular flag. At first glance, the Nepal flag stands out from every other flag in the world. Unlike rectangles and squares, the Nepal flag breaks with tradition with its striking design of two overlapping triangles, bold, sharp, and unmistakable. But it's more than just breaking the mold. Every angle, color, and symbol on this flag carries deep meaning rooted in Nepal's rich history and spiritual heritage. The deep red background reflects the bravery and sacrifice of the Nepalese people. It's also the country's national color, often seen on the colorful costumes worn by women during festivals. The dark blue border represents peace, a reminder that strength and tranquility can coexist. But it's the two triangles that really set this flag apart. They represent the majestic peaks of the Himalayas, home to some of the world's tallest mountains, including Mount Everest. Dig a little deeper, and you'll see that the triangles also represent the country's two main religions, Hinduism and Buddhism, which have coexisted in harmony for centuries. Look closer, and you'll see two celestial symbols, a white moon and a sun. They're not just decorative, but also represent Nepal's hopes for longevity and immortality. The moon represents the calm and cool weather of the Himalayas, while the sun represents the intense heat of the lowlands. Together, they balance each other, like the diverse climates and cultures that run through Nepal. This flag is more than just a piece of cloth. It's a vibrant reflection of Nepal's resilience, unity, and connection to nature. The flag of Nepal proudly defies convention, just like its people thrive in one of the world's most challenging environments. Number 11. No railways in Nepal, a journey on colorful buses. Imagine a country with no railway tracks at all. For those in America or Europe, where trains have been essential for centuries, this might sound almost unimaginable. Yet, in Nepal, a nation cradled by the mighty Himalayas, railways simply don't exist. In this land of towering peaks and ancient traditions, buses are the true rulers of public transportation. More than just a way to get from place to place, they offer a glimpse into the heart of Nepalese culture, an experience that is as vivid as it is unforgettable. Winding through rugged mountain roads and navigating hairpin turns, these buses are decorated like rolling pieces of art. Brightly painted in bold colors, they are often adorned with religious symbols, protective charms, and phrases believed to bring good luck. Each bus tells its own story, with twinkling LED lights, colorful garlands, and lively music that transforms even the simplest journey into a mini-adventure. For the locals, boarding a bus isn't just about transportation, it's about connection. Every ride carries not only passengers but also laughter, shared stories, and a sense of community that reflects Nepal's warm and welcoming spirit. What if the norm were reversed, a world where men lived longer than women? This is a reality in Nepal, which we will explore in the next chapter. Stay tuned. Number 12. Men living longer than women, a unique statistic. In most parts of the world, women tend to outlive men. But Nepal stands out as a rare and fascinating exception. According to surprising statistics, the average lifespan of Nepali men is 71.8 years, slightly higher than that of women, who average 71.2 years. While this difference may seem small, it places Nepal among the few countries where men outlive women, a sharp contrast to the global norm. What explains this unusual trend? The answer lies partly in Nepal's simple, balanced lifestyle, a deep bond with nature, and steadily improving community healthcare, particularly for men. The nation's rich culture, rooted in meditation, physical endurance, and spiritual practices, plays a significant role in promoting longevity. Imagine visiting Nepal and witnessing strong men herding cattle across steep mountain slopes, their resilience shaped by a lifetime of hard work and connection with the land. It becomes clear that longevity here isn't just about numbers, it reflects a life lived in harmony with nature, tradition, and physical vitality. This is Nepal's unique and inspiring story, quietly defying global expectations. Number 13. Nepali cultural etiquette, handholding, and public displays of affection. As you wander through the streets of Nepal, don't be surprised if you don't see couples openly expressing affection. Instead, you might notice something that feels unusual from a Western perspective: Men holding hands. In Nepal, public displays of affection between men and women are considered inappropriate, especially in crowded or traditional areas. If you happen to hold hands with a partner or share a hug in public, expect a few curious glances, not out of judgment, but as a reflection of the country's deep respect for cultural customs. In contrast, Nepali men often hold hands or walk arm in arm as a natural display of friendship and brotherhood. What might raise eyebrows in cities like New York or Paris is seen as a simple gesture of trust and closeness here. It's a quiet reminder of how cultural norms around affection can differ so greatly from one place to another. This custom reveals a deeper truth about life in Nepal. Affection isn't always loud or public, but is instead woven subtly into everyday interactions. It's a beautiful example of how connection and camaraderie can be expressed in ways that are both genuine and culturally unique. Number 14. Nepal's ethnic diversity and languages. In Nepal, every face, every village, and every tune is part of a complex mosaic of rich ethnic and linguistic traditions. From the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas to the green hills of the Terai Plains, this small country packs a world of cultures within its borders. The Gurongs, known for their bravery and skilled soldiers, live in harmony with the Sherpas of the Everest region, known for their resilience and high-altitude adventures. In the valleys, the Nuers recreate centuries-old art and architecture, while the Tharu people of the lowlands celebrate their deep connection to nature through vibrant dances and festivals. And then there are the languages. More than 100 distinct languages are spoken across the country. Imagine hearing Nepali, the official language, mixed with Maithili, Tamang, and Rai in a bustling market. Each word carries not just meaning but centuries of history, beliefs, and traditions. This diversity is not just about numbers, but also about identity, pride, and stories passed down from generation to generation. It is in the lullabies sung in remote mountain villages, the folk tales told around the hearth, and the festivals where people from different ethnicities come together to celebrate a common heritage. Nepal teaches us that unity does not mean being the same, it means embracing differences while finding common ground. Every language spoken is a reminder that every voice matters. Number 15. Nepali cuisine dal bhat, momos, and yomari. Nepalese cuisine is a rich tapestry woven from the culinary traditions of India and Tibet, yet it stands proudly on its own with flavors and dishes that captivate every visitor. One dish you simply cannot miss is dal bhat, a true national treasure. This humble yet flavorful meal consists of steamed rice served with a hearty lentil curry. Infused with traditional spices, dal bhat offers a perfect balance of taste and nutrition, making it a daily staple for many Nepali families. For first-time visitors, it might seem simple, but when paired with tender chicken, savory mutton, or a spiced vegetable curry, it quickly becomes an unforgettable culinary experience. Another must-try is momos, steamed or fried dumplings that might remind you of Chinese dumplings but carry their own distinct Nepali twist. Typically filled with finely minced meat or fresh vegetables, these bite-sized delights are light, flavorful, and beloved across the country. To complement your meal, don't miss out on a glass of lassi, a creamy, refreshing drink made from buffalo milk. Served in traditional clay pots, this beverage is known for its smooth texture and unique local toppings that add a burst of flavor. It's more than just a drink, it's a cultural ritual that brings comfort and cool relief, especially on warmer days. And for a truly special treat, try yomari, a festive delicacy from the Nuer community. These fish-shaped dumplings, filled with sweet jaggery and coconut, are traditionally enjoyed during the Yomari Punni festival in December. Every bite carries centuries of tradition and celebration, offering not just flavor but a taste of Nepal's rich cultural heritage. Each dish in Nepal tells its own story, one of history, tradition, and community. It's through these flavors that you'll experience the heart of this extraordinary country. Picture this: you walk into your doctor's office for a routine checkup, expecting a quick examination and nothing more than a clean bill of health. But then, something unexpected happens. The doctor pauses, his eyebrows furrowed, as he stares intently at the X-ray in front of him. From a bride who accidentally swallowed her engagement ring in her sleep, to unusual cravings that lead people to eat kitchen utensils. To the most delicate of human conditions, these X-ray images reveal the unimaginable. What other bizarre things have been discovered? Join us as we explore the 16 strangest things ever found, with X-ray stories so unbelievable, you'll have to see them to believe them. Joseph Bravo Ramos's story started like a typical crime case: a stolen car, a police chase, and an arrest. After being caught in Safety Harbor, Ramos went through a routine booking process, Sheriff Bob, who oversaw the scan, was stunned. X-rays revealed something shocking. Ramos had swallowed 2 gold necklaces, likely stolen during the earlier burglary. Ramos must have thought he was clever, but it quickly turned into a medical emergency. Doctors used careful technique to remove the necklaces from his body. Once removed, the necklaces were returned to the police and eventually to their rightful owner. As for Ramos, he faced the law but no longer had his treasure and the necklaces. It's hard to say if the owner still wanted them after their strange and unsanitary journey. What do you think of Joseph Bravo Ramos's unusual hiding spot? Do you consider it creative or just reckless? Let us know in the comments below and stay tuned for the next delicate case. In one of the most bizarre and delicate cases, a 53-year-old man in Colombia arrived at the emergency room, clearly distressed and embarrassed. He reported a sharp pain in his lower abdomen. The medical team conducted an initial examination but found no clear issues until they decided to perform an X-ray. What the X-ray uncovered left everyone stunned. Deep inside the man's rectum was a perfectly intact light bulb. The doctors immediately realized that this was no ordinary situation. Extracting the bulb would come with serious risks. They warned the man that the procedure could lead to complications, especially since the vacuum effect inside the body could cause the bulb to shatter. However, in this case, the man was fortunate. Thanks to the medical team's careful approach, the procedure was successful, and the light bulb was removed without incident. In a case that left doctors around the world both fascinated and puzzled, a man walked into his local clinic complaining of discomfort, unaware that his X-ray would soon make medical history. During a routine scan, the medical team discovered something truly extraordinary, a part of the man that everyone is familiar with. The X-ray revealed an unusual internal structure resembling cartilage, stretching well beyond the normal limits of human anatomy. Experts who reviewed the images were left astonished. It was so rare that some believed it could be a genetic mutation, while others wondered if it could provide valuable insights into human evolution. This rare finding quickly sparked debates across the global medical community. Could this condition lead to groundbreaking discoveries? Only time and further research will tell, but one thing is for sure: this case has captivated the attention and curiosity of doctors worldwide. Be honest, do you find this unusual trait intriguing? Comment yes or no below to let us know. Who knows, maybe this rare feature could make you irresistible to women. In a case that left doctors completely baffled, a 40-year-old man from northern India stunned the medical community with his strange obsession. For 2 months, he had secretly been eating kitchen utensils. When he finally visited the hospital, Dr. Jinder Malhotra and his team were faced with a perplexing challenge. X-rays revealed the full extent of his bizarre habit: 49 utensils in various conditions, some folded, others rusted, and a few even broken. Dr. Malhotra, who has over 20 years of experience, called the case disturbing. However, with his team's expertise, the procedure was a success, and the man made a full recovery. But the story doesn't end there. In Mandya, India, another patient arrived at the hospital complaining of severe abdominal pain, only to reveal a different kind of surprise. This time, an X-ray uncovered a strange mix of objects that seemed more at home in a toolbox than inside a human body. Doctors found 7 spoons, 2 toothbrushes, 2 small screwdrivers, several kitchen utensils, and even a metal rod lodged in his abdomen. Led by Dr. Serge Parade, the medical team carefully removed each item. Despite facing numerous challenges, after a 4-hour surgery, the patient was stable, much to the relief of his family. And just when you think it couldn't get any stranger, have you ever heard of a craving not for food, but for kitchen tools? But before we dive into that, I have a quick request. If you're enjoying the content, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting new videos. It would mean the world to us, and in return, we promise to keep bringing you the best content possible. Deal? Imagine going to the hospital for stomach pain, only to discover the cause is a collection of silverware. This bizarre reality became a shocking experience for 52-year-old Margaret Dolman from the Netherlands. When doctors examined her X-rays, they were stunned to find a collection of kitchen utensils. Believe it or not, there were 78 items in her stomach. Margaret had been living with pica, a psychological disorder that triggers strong, often uncontrollable cravings for non-food objects. One by one, each item was carefully removed, and doctors were relieved to successfully complete the procedure. Afterward, Margaret began therapy to address the underlying causes of her pica, and over time she made a full recovery. This strange case of pica is not an isolated one. In India, doctors encountered a similar situation with a patient named Yogesh. For months, Yogesh's symptoms puzzled his doctors. So what was the cause? X-rays soon revealed the shocking truth: 63 spoons lodged in his belly. But that wasn't all. Yogesh's unusual habit also involved nails and small screwdrivers in his stomach. The presence of these foreign objects had started to severely impact his health. Fortunately, doctors were able to remove all the items, and Yogesh is now on his way to recovery. For 32-year-old Dante Yulo from Illinois, a routine day of building a backyard shed quickly turned into a medical anomaly. While using a nail gun high above the ground, Dante suddenly felt a sharp pain in his scalp. He thought it was just a minor incident. His partner, Gail, cleaned the small wound, and they thought nothing more of it. But the following day, Dante began feeling dizzy and nauseous, prompting Gail to rush him to the hospital. What stunned the doctors? An X-ray revealed a nearly 4-inch nail lodged deep into his head. The doctors quickly sprang into action and successfully removed the nail, but they had to replace part of his skull with a titanium mesh to repair the damage. This serves as a reminder to never take minor injuries lightly, especially when using high-powered tools. What would you do if you found out this happened to you? Do you think nail guns need stricter safety guidelines, or was Dante just incredibly lucky? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's take a look at Haley's story. Haley, a curious and playful child, accidentally swallowed small magnets and steel balls from her toy. At first, her parents had no idea what had happened, as she appeared to be fine. But the next day, her parents, filled with worry, rushed her to the hospital. What the X-ray revealed was astonishing. Haley had swallowed 20 steel balls and 10 magnets, which were causing severe digestive issues. The medical team acted quickly, performing a delicate procedure to remove the foreign objects. The task required precision and urgency to prevent further damage. Following the incident, Haley's family pursued legal action against the toy manufacturer, Mega Brands, holding them accountable for the design of their dangerous magnetic toys. As a result, the lawsuit triggered a massive recall of over 4 million of these toys. In an unusual and tense situation for military doctors, a 28-year-old Ukrainian soldier made a shocking decision. He swallowed an inactive grenade, attempting to turn himself into a human bomb. This unexpected choice led to a challenging medical scenario. An X-ray revealed the grenade safely lodged in his belly, awaiting removal by a skilled medical team. Faced with this extraordinary case, Ukraine's top military surgeon, Dr. Andrei Verba, led a specialized team in a delicate operation. This procedure required extreme precision, as standard tools couldn't be used due to safety concerns. The team proceeded as though defusing a complex device, extracting the grenade with utmost caution to avoid any risk of detonation. Thanks to their expertise and calmness, the procedure was a success, and the soldier made a full recovery. His fellow soldiers and the medical team were relieved, all agreeing that they never wanted to face such a situation again. In a puzzling case that left doctors bewildered, a woman came to the hospital complaining of abdominal pain that had been bothering her for days. But what was the cause of her distress? After conducting tests to uncover the issue, an X-ray revealed a surprising discovery. The woman had swallowed a total of 55 small batteries, scattered throughout her body. The medical team immediately recognized the severity of the situation. Ingesting such a large number of batteries could lead to a variety of harmful effects. The removal process was delicate and required great care. It took doctors 3 hours to assist her. Despite the challenging procedure, the team successfully extracted all 55 batteries. However, some effects were inevitable, and it will take her a long time to fully recover. In an unexpected turn of events, California bride-to-be Jenna Evans found herself in a strange situation. One night, she had a vivid dream in which she tried to protect her engagement ring from imaginary trouble. But when Jenna woke up, she was shocked to find that her ring was missing. Who could have taken it? The truth turned out to be both unfortunate and amusing. She had actually swallowed the ring in her sleep. Unsure of what to do next, Jenna and her fiancé, Bobby Howell, rushed to the emergency room to safely retrieve the ring. At the hospital, Jenna, both embarrassed and slightly amused, explained the situation to the medical staff, who quickly ordered an X-ray. The image confirmed her worst fear: the engagement ring was indeed lodged inside her. doctors determined that waiting for the ring to pass on its own wasn't a safe option. Instead, they used a technique involving a thin tube with a camera attached, which allowed them to remove the ring more efficiently. Thankfully, the procedure was successful, and the ring was safely returned to Bobby, who was understandably relieved. Jenna, amused by the bizarre experience, promised to keep a closer eye on her precious ring, even if it was only in her dreams. In a case from Fuzhou, China, a man arrived at the hospital, unsure of the cause of his severe abdominal pain. Doctors quickly ordered an X-ray, revealing a shocking discovery: a bottle was lodged deep inside his abdomen. The doctors were left stunned. How had this bottle ended up in his body? When questioned, the man admitted that he had made a risky decision. He had inserted the bottle himself. But the challenges didn't stop there. Realizing the bottle was stuck, he attempted to remove it with a hooked cord, but the cord became trapped as well. The medical team now faced an even more complicated situation. As they began to remove the bottle and the cord, they discovered that the string had traveled further than they had anticipated. With their expertise and effort, however, the team was able to successfully remove both objects. In a similar case in Madhya Pradesh, India, doctors encountered an elderly man who had a small metal cup lodged in his body. He had been convinced by unqualified individuals that inserting the cup would improve his health. Trusting their advice, he followed it, only to find that it backfired. Once again, the medical team's quick actions saved the day. Most people have experienced the discomfort of having a small piece of food stuck in their throat, but one man's experience took things to a whole new level. In a moment of boldness, he accepted a dare from his friends and swallowed a spoon. At the time, he didn't think much of the risks involved and simply went on with his daily life. However, what he didn't realize was that the spoon had become lodged in his throat, remaining there for nearly a year as he continued his routine without any issues. Everything changed when he began to feel uneasy and noticed a growing discomfort. Thinking it was simply due to recent swelling, he decided to visit the hospital for a checkup. After an X-ray, the doctors made an unexpected discovery: the spoon he had swallowed some time ago was still stuck in his throat. Recognizing the urgency, the medical team quickly prepared for a careful procedure to remove the spoon. Thanks to their precision, the procedure was successful, and the man made a full recovery. The experience left him with a lasting reminder about the potential risks of impulsive actions and decisions. Lin Kong, a 27-year-old from China, discovered firsthand that even laughter can be dangerous. While out with friends, he used a small nail tool as a makeshift toothpick. But during a particularly funny moment, he laughed so hard that he accidentally swallowed the tool. Despite his efforts to cough it up, he was unsuccessful. An X-ray confirmed that the 4-inch nail tool had lodged in his esophagus. Dr. Chen and his team quickly sprang into action. After 30 minutes, they successfully removed the nail tool, and Lin was able to smile again. Lin's case isn't isolated. In Australia, 69-year-old Pat Skinner endured nearly 18 months of unexplained abdominal pain after a visit to St. George's Hospital. An X-ray eventually revealed the shocking cause: a 6.5-inch medical instrument had been accidentally left inside her abdomen. Skinner's ordeal began in May of 2001, but doctors did not remove it until late in 2002. The hospital admitted fault and apologized, but Pat pursued legal action to prevent similar negligence in the future. In another strange case, Montreal resident Sylvie Dubes suffered from shoulder pain during her recovery. Doctors assured her it was normal discomfort, but an X-ray later revealed something unexpected: a metal plate had been mistakenly left inside her body during treatment. Despite a careful count of the instruments, the plate remained undetected. One of the most notable cases involves May Vin, a man from Vietnam who endured years of discomfort after an incident in 1998. Misdiagnosed multiple times, it wasn't until 2016 that an X-ray revealed the true issue: a treatment tool had been left in his abdomen for nearly 2 decades. After almost 20 years, the tool was finally removed, bringing Maven much-needed relief. While medical errors are rare, it's clear that accuracy isn't always guaranteed, right? Curiosity often leads children to unexpected places. One case, documented by BMJ Case Reports, illustrates this when a young boy from Saudi Arabia learned this lesson the hard way after swallowing a small bobby pin. Initially, his parents didn't think much of it, but over the following months, the boy began feeling uncomfortable. At first, doctors treated him with various medications, but when his condition didn't improve, his concerned parents sought further medical help. After a detailed examination, an X-ray revealed the cause of his discomfort: a bobby pin lodged deep in his abdomen. The boy was then transferred to King Abdulaziz Hospital, where the medical team performed a careful procedure to remove the pin. Thanks to the precision of the surgery, the boy made a full recovery, with no lasting complications. When most people think of cans, they imagine them neatly stacked on a shelf. However, for one middle-aged man, his encounter with a can took a much different turn. What started as a routine checkup at the hospital quickly became an unexpected situation. Doctors promptly ordered an X-ray, only to discover something surprising: a can lodged deep inside his rectum. It took the medical team 12 hours to assist him. With great precision and care, they carefully removed the object while avoiding any additional complications. Thankfully, the patient made a full recovery. While this case is certainly unusual, it's more common than many might think. Medical reports have documented numerous foreign objects being removed from patients' rectums over the years, including glass bottles, vegetables, and even light bulbs. These incidents often arise from risky behaviors or unconventional medical practices. In an unusual case from Pristina, the capital of Kosovo, a 33-year-old man arrived at the hospital, feeling discomfort. An X-ray revealed the shocking cause: he had swallowed an entire Nokia 3310 mobile phone, and even more alarmingly, the phone's battery had come loose and was floating freely inside his body. Recognizing the urgency, the medical team quickly worked to remove both the battery and the phone's remaining parts to prevent any potential toxic leakage. The attending physician later shared images on social media, showing X-rays of the mobile phone inside the man's body, along with the parts that were successfully removed. Remarkably, despite the challenging situation, the phone was almost completely intact. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you want to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Thanks for joining us. Leave a comment, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting videos. See you in the next video. What if I told you that there are villages in Africa where weddings happen without grooms and women are the ones who propose? Curious? Let's take a journey through Cameroon, the country often called Africa in miniature, where jaw-dropping traditions and natural beauty await. From life-changing customs to stunning landscapes, Cameroon is a country full of surprises. In today's video, we'll explore 15 incredible facts that you've probably never heard of, revealing the heart and soul of this incredible nation. Number 1. Weddings without grooms. A village where weddings happen even when the groom isn't there. In the northern highlands of Cameroon, as the sun sets behind the rugged mountains, you can see the women of these villages shouldering the burden of family life on their shoulders. They manage everything from running small markets to caring for children. They spend their days balancing baskets on their heads, navigating crowded streets with grace and determination. But when it comes to weddings, these women go one step further. They lead the way even when the groom isn't around. Here's a sight you wouldn't expect. While the men are away, often working in distant cities or even other countries, the women here don't just sit back, they take charge. Weddings take place without the groom present, and the women play a central role in organizing, preparing, and even presiding over the entire ceremony. They gather the family,